welcome to Live with Joy. I'm going to give it a few moments for everybody to find that post, and we're going to go over exactly what we're going to be doing today. If you are joining me right now, as far as equipment goes, you need no equipment, or you can have optional equipment, okay? So optional, if you have some of these rubber short bands and or a thick fabric band. Also, if you don't have these, you don't need them, but you can also have the option of holding a dumbbell throughout these exercises today as well. So if you don't have the resistance bands, you can use a dumbbell just to give you some added weight to work with and give you some added resistance to move through, okay? But if you do happen to have some of these different short bands, just have them accessible if you would like to use them, okay? So what I'm going to do is for the standing exercises that we're gonna do, I'm gonna use 2 of the rubber bands that I'm gonna put above my knees. And for the grounded work, I'm gonna use the thicker fabric band. Now, if you have only the thicker fabric band, you can try to use it for some of the standing work, but it may or may not work because it will really, really shorten that range of motion since it is super, super tight, okay? So I'm gonna save that for the grounded work where we wanna have a tight resistance. For the standing work, if you have these bands, you can use 1 or 2. I'm gonna use 2 just to give me that extra resistance, and also it kind of helps to keep it in place when you use 2 of these above the knees. And then it kind of keeps those bands a little bit more sturdy in position with 2 of them kind of doubling up, one above the other. So if you've got the bands and you want to use them today to add that extra resistance, get those handy and ready to go. We're gonna put them on after our warm-up. And for those of you who don't have the bands, once again, you don't need them. All of the movement can be done without those bands, and you're still gonna get a great workout in. You're still gonna work what our focus is, which today is hips. And with the hips, we are working those glutes. The hips, we're gonna be working from the front, the back, the side, and the inside. All those muscles that work through moving the hips laterally and also forward and back, up and down, lifting behind you, lifting in front of you. That is all the work that the hips wind up doing, and we're gonna work all those muscles that assist moving those joints, okay? So you can put those bands to the side if you're gonna use them. We'll put them on after our warm-up. First thing we wanna do is really get those hips and that body in general nice and warm to get ready to start, okay? So we're gonna put that music on. Make sure you have the mat handy as well, because we are doing 3 circuits up on our feet, 3 circuits down on that floor. March it out, right and left. Stand up nice and tall, getting those shoulders down, and drop back. So today we're gonna have 30 seconds of exercises as usual, but for both exercises, we're gonna have supersets. We'll have 2 exercises per circuit. And we're gonna have 10 seconds of transition or rest time. You're gonna need that rest time today. Hips are gonna wind up getting fatigued, so you're gonna wanna have those hips rest in between those movements. Let's feel it out. Right here, nice and easy. Last 8, 7, last 4, 3, 2, side to side, step, touch. 8 more, last 8. 4, 3, 2, reach across and tap, reach it. 8 more, last 8. 4, 3, 2, take it overhead, up. 8 more, last 8. 4, 3, 2, reach it back across. 8 more, last 8. 4, 3, 2, hamstring curl, pull back. 8 more, last 8. 4, 3, 2, knees to the front and pull. 8 8 more, last 8. 4, 3, 2, back to the hamstrings and pull. 4, 3, 2, reach across the top for 8. 4, 3, 2, reach it overhead, up. 4, 3, 2, back across, let's reach. 4, 3, 2, step, touch, and press. 4, 3, 2, heel across, push forward. 4, 3, 2, march it out, right and left. 4, 3, keep marching, roll those shoulders back 4 times. 3, 2, take those legs out wide and hold. Hands on those thighs and hinge go with the flat back. Let's hold and roll it up halfway. Stretch that spine. Take that flat back down. Roll it all the way up. Allow that head to come up last and roll those shoulders back. All right, so I am going to put on those bands. If you have bands, go ahead and put them on as well. You don't have to. Now, your other option, if you want to add resistance, is you will hold one weight in front of you instead of putting your hands together. So you can add some added resistance by holding onto a dumbbell the entire time that you're on those feet. And that's going to add some resistance for you. Okay, so see how I'm going to take these and I'm just going to put one above the other right above my knees. And you're going to either have the bands on or no bands, but you're going to do the same exact movement. Holding onto a dumbbell or placing those hands together. We're going to squat it down, step it out with a nice long leg, bring it back in, rise it up, and then same thing on the other side. Getting that lift up in between each one. If you got that band, making sure you're really opening those knees up. If you don't have the band, same thing. You don't want those knees buckling in, okay? And then your second exercise, we're staying down in that squat and just tapping it side to side. With or without that band, and if you have that weight in your hand, you're holding on to that extra resistance, which is going to really fire up those legs with that extra added resistance. So try to go for something like an 8 or 10 pound if you're holding that dumbbell. If you want to hold something light, that's fine too, just have something in your hand, okay? Let's start with the feet about hip shoulder width apart. You're going to squat, and on that squat, that's when you're tapping it out and coming up, alternating and having that squat in the middle for the first set. In 3, in 2, and go. So for that first exercise, take it down. It's going to be a nice introduction to starting that hip movement. And then that second exercise, we're holding it, and it's all about just that hip movement. Okay, so again, with or without those bands, with or without that dumbbell, you could be using just your own body weight, no bands, no dumbbell, and doing the same thing right here. You're still going to get those hips moving right here. Good. You have 10 seconds. This is not going to seem like you need it just yet, but you will as we move along. Get set into that squat. Stay here and tap it out in 30 seconds. You're staying down and right here, just out and out. Right here, out and out. We're going to go for another 15 seconds. Stay right here. Stay right there. Another 15 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on up. Take those 10 seconds. So now you might feel like you need it. We're adding back the squat and the alternating tap out. Get set and go. Come down, tap it, and in between each one, we come up. Second exercise, we just stay in those side tap outs in that squatted position best you can. If you can't squat, you're just gonna tap it out and in, okay, on that second move. Here you're trying to add that squat in even if it's the tiniest one, okay? Come on up, take a rest, and once again, if you need to just stay up here because you can't hold that squat, that's fine. If you can, get ready to sit into that squat, hold your position, and tap it out to that side, right here. Good. Fire up those hips right here and those glutes. So again, this is where that rest is going to really start to be needed. You're going to really want those 10 seconds in between instead of going right back into that next move, because you're going to feel the fire in those hips and those glutes. Good. Get that last one in. Come on up. Take a breather. You're adding in that squat. That's going to give you a release in between those side tap outs. Get set. Come on down. Tap it out and lift up. Set number 3. You've got 4 of them. You're going to feel fatigue setting in by the time you get to that 4th set. If not already, you should probably already feel that fatigue setting in. If the bands get to be too much, just peel them off. Definitely going to be a lot harder if you've got those bands on, because you've got tension in those hips and those glutes the entire time. Good, breathe. Take those 10 seconds, get ready to hold it down, and just give me that side to side lateral tap out right here. Good, if you need a rest, take that rest. If you can manage to stay there and push through it. Good, come on up, take that 10 seconds rest. You got one more set coming in, alternating that squat in between those squatted tap outs. Right here for your final set. Down, tap it out, come on up to get that relief. Good, finish up your last one. Come on up, get ready for that final set of staying in that squat and just alternating those side tap outs for your final set right here. I know you feel it, whether you have those resisting bands or not, and if you do, you're gonna really feel that fire. So rest it if you need. You come on up, take a little rest, go back to it, when and if you can, to finish it out. Good, come on up and breathe. If you need water, go ahead and get it. Watch me for your next 2 moves. We're gonna focus now on the front and the back, moving those hips forward. We're gonna bring that heel to the front. You can have that dumbbell or no dumbbell, bands, no bands. We're gonna drive that knee up. Now obviously if you have the bands, you're gonna have that extra added resistance. And then from here, same leg, we're gonna hinge forward and bring it behind us for a hip extension. That's going to work that glute through that rear part of that hip, okay? Then we'll switch legs. So each time you're going to switch those legs. Let's start with that right knee up. Bring that right heel to the front. With or without that dumbbell in front of you. And drive that knee up one at a time. So now we're working through the front part of that hip right here by driving that knee upwards. Good, get that last one in, and we're gonna take that leg, step it back, hinge forward, come up onto that back toe, and get ready to lift that leg up straight. With or without that band, with or without that dumbbell, right here. You wanna feel that glute contract with every lift of that leg. If you got the resistance, you might have a smaller move. Without resistance, you might be able to have a bigger move. Good, getting that last one in. Come on up, and we're gonna switch sides. We're gonna take that left heel to the front. We're gonna be driving that left knee up, working through the front part of that hip. Set your position, with or without the weight, with or without that added resistance of those bands. Good, think about what is moving right here. It's that hip to bring that foot off the ground and drive that knee up. So front part of that hip at work here. Good, getting that last one in. We're gonna take that leg, step it back completely, hinge forward through the hips, rise up onto the back toe, and then right from here, straight leg coming up behind us for that hip extension. You got to balance on that front leg. So you're going to have some balance and stability happening here as we work through that hip adduction and that knee lift. Good, get that last one in. Come upright. We're going to switch back to our right side. So let's bring that heel to the front. Nice strong upright position. Holding onto a weight or no weight right here. Driving that knee up. Right here. Strong hips, strong glutes at work. We're going to have some power moves that are going to include a little bit of cardio today. We're going to do that in our next circuit. And also in our final circuit on the floor. Good, right here. You want to step it back, hinge forward, come up onto that back toe. Get that weight into that front leg. Nice strong stability in that standing leg. And extend and lift that back leg up for that hip extension. Good, get that last one in for that final set on the right. Come upright, bring that left heel to the front. Upright position, engage that center. And get ready for that final set of driving that left knee up. Good, big step back. From here, we're going to hinge forward through the hips, rise up onto that back toe. Get nice strong stability in that front leg with a slight bend in that knee, not locked. And right here for that hip extension, straight leg coming back. And release, good. Resetting that clock. If you are wearing the bands and you can tolerate them for the next 2 exercises, go ahead and keep them on. If you're already fatiguing, you can take them off and once again, do this without. You can hold on to a dumbbell or drop it down. Watch me. We're gonna work our skaters. So you can see with the bands on, it's gonna be a lot harder to push from one side to the other. Really, really working through those hips. Then we're gonna take those legs out wide. And we're gonna sweep one leg across that body, so we're working through the inside of that leg. That brings the leg across the body, opposing muscle groups to those outer part of those hips and thighs, okay? So, right here, let's shift our weight to one side so we can work those skaters. Now remember, you can step it from side to side, You can hop it, push off with or without the resistance, with or without the dumbbell to add extra resistance if you don't have those bands, okay? Get set on that one leg, get ready to step or push off to the other one in 3, 2, and 1, and now you're in it, right here. So you're just focusing on the legs, either holding the weight or keeping your hands together with or without that resistance as you push it off from one side to the other. And this is gonna also give you a little bit of intensity, so your heart rate's gonna come up here. Good, and breathe. Get the legs out wide and get ready to sweep the leg across the body. So we're going to get strong through this left leg to sweep that right leg across. So our focus here is on the internal part of that leg. That's what's sweeping that leg across. And we're gonna alternate that leg with each set. Sweep it across. Just the right. Good, get that last one in. Shift your weight over to one side. Check your bands if you need to. If you have them on, make sure they're nice and steady and in a good spot. And go, set number 2. Good, bring that heart rate up here. Bringing that intensity up. And you're gonna feel that burn in those hips and glutes. Good, take it to a step if you need, especially with those bands. Hopping gets a little bit more difficult. Good, we want to take that wide stance. Now we're going to sweep that left foot across the body right here. Breathe. You might feel that heart rate just come up. Sweep it across, inside of the foot, reaching towards the other side of that room. Good, don't rotate the body. It's all about that inner thigh doing that work, okay? Shift off to one side. Good, check those bands if you've got them on. Make sure they're in a nice position. Get set, and set number 3. Good, one foot to the other, all the way. Shift it. Good, stop, get those legs wide. Get ready to sweep that right leg across, back to that right side, focusing on the inside of the muscles of that leg, right here. Good, one more set, guys. Shift your weight to one side. Check your bands if you've got them on. Get set, and go. Push off from one foot to the other, or simply step it. You got those bands. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna be hard to get that hop out of it by this time. So you might just get a nice stretch and step. Good, finish it out, get those legs wide. One more turn on the left side. We're gonna sweep that leg across the body using that inner thigh right here. Get set, and sweep it. Keep tension on that band if you've got that band. If not, just sweep it across that body. Find that movement that works for you. Good, don't rotate the body. You want the inside of that leg doing that work to bring that leg across. Good, all done. You can scoot out of those bands. Unless you don't have that thick fabric band, you can keep those on for the floor exercises. Let's get that mat ready to go. All right, resetting that clock. Just gonna grab a sip of water and we're gonna bring it down, so start making your way down. If you're using those bands, once again, double up on the rubber ones. You have a fabric band, use that one for the floor. So that thick fabric band is going to really give you some tight resistance if you have one. If not, it's okay, you don't need to have one. And you don't need any weights or anything for this as well. You'll just do it with your body weight. Okay, so watch me. We are going to simply pull those legs out, especially if you have that resistance out against it. Otherwise, keeping it about hip to shoulder width apart. Let's bring those palms up. And we're just going to lift and lower, getting that nice glute squeeze at the top. That's what we want to focus on. Okay, and then we're going to rotate onto our side. Feet are together, lines up with the back side of your body, and knees are together. And we're doing a clamshell. The bottom leg stays down, the top leg opens. Now, if you don't have this resistance, you can open up more than what I am going to be doing, okay? And then we'll rotate to the other side. So get in position for that bridge, lifting those glutes up and squeezing them. The hips are coming up, squeezing the glutes at the top. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go right here. You're just lifting and lowering. And if you've got that resistance, of course, you're pushing out against it, which is going to keep tension on those hips the entire time that you're working the glutes. But this is for our glute focus. I want you to lift the hips up and squeeze the glutes at the top. Those nice big glute muscles. Good, you've got 10 seconds, roll to your side. I'm gonna be on my left. Line your feet up with the back side of your bottom and your back. And then from here, lift that top leg up and lower it back down. And once again, you might get bigger movement than I do because I've got this tight resistance that's preventing me from opening up anymore. Okay, so if you can, but you wanna keep your feet together. It's just that top knee that's coming apart. So you're working the side glute muscle, top side glute muscle, so that's where you're gonna feel it. And this is going to strengthen up those hips. Good, rotate back. Right here to the center. Get those feet hip to shoulder width apart. Get set, we're just lifting up into that bridge, squeezing those glutes nice and tight, and lowering back down. And then you're gonna take it to your right side. I'm gonna face my couch so you can see how I'm lined up on my back side for that exercise. Good, that last one in and rotate to your opposite side. Let's see how I try to line my feet up with my back side. Lower down, rest my head. I'm pushing my bottom leg down to the floor as I lift my top knee up. But I'm keeping my feet on the ground the entire time so you can see how that doesn't lift. They just stay stacked. It's just that top knee that's coming up and opening like a clam. Bottom leg, I'm pushing down to that floor at the same time that I lift the top. So don't just let it relax. Push that bottom leg down to the ground. Good, get that last one in and rotate back. Open up those arms, separate those feet. And right here, lifting up and squeezing. So you should be feeling those glutes, feeling those hips in the side. And if you've got that thick fabric band, you're really feeling fire in those areas. If it's too much, just take it off at any point because it can get to be a little overwhelming of a burn. Good, nice and easy. Rotate back to your left side. Line your feet up with your back side. Push down that bottom leg. Stack your feet together and knees together and lift just that top knee up and off of that other one. Good, and again, if you don't have that band, you've got bigger range and you might be coming up a lot more than my knee is coming up. But that bottom leg is pressing, bottom knee pressing down towards that floor as you open up through the top knee. Keep those feet connected the entire time. And last one, let's rotate. Open up. Last and final set right here. And come on up. Squeeze those glutes at the top of that move. Good, get that last one in. You're gonna rotate to your right side or opposite side. Line your feet up with the back of your bottom. Push that bottom leg down to the floor and lift that top leg up. Good, and relax, give yourself a little hug in. And I'm gonna reset that clock, take a moment. You're gonna need it because the next one, we're gonna continue to fire up the side of those hips as well as the internal or inner thighs. Okay, so right here, we're gonna lower on our side. We're gonna keep that bottom knee bent. Top leg's gonna stay extended for the first exercise. We're gonna lift it up and lower with a straight leg. Now the second exercise, okay, you can rest, but then you're gonna extend the top leg, lift it up where you can, extend the bottom leg, and zip the bottom leg up to the top so you have full extended legs. Then we'll switch sides. By the time you get to 4 sets of these, it's gonna really burn. So if you've got that resistance and you need some extra rest time at any point, just rest it and come back to it when you can. Okay, so let's get into our first solid position. Bottom knee is bent. That's gonna help stabilize you as you lift this straight leg up and down with or without a resistance band into, and 1, go. Lift that top leg up, it's a straight leg. So we're on our side, focusing just on this one side, but we're pushing that bottom leg down. So that leg, it's stabilizing you. When you go and do the other side, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna already be fatigued because it is working here to stabilize your body as you move through this one. And of course, if you don't have that resistance, you might have some bigger movement. Good, take a little rest for a moment, and then let's extend that leg, lift it up, extend the bottom leg so both legs are extended. This is activated, super activated, and now bring that bottom leg up to the top. Use that inner thigh, and then also use those outer thighs, especially if you have that band, to stabilize and push through that band. And if that band's too much, just take it off because this is tough. And relax, we're gonna have to rotate over to the other side. Bottom knee is gonna be bent for that first exercise. Top leg is gonna be extended. Stabilize your body and lift just that top leg up right here. Push that bottom leg down. You gotta use that other hip to stabilize the rest of your body as well as that core. Good, take a little rest. And get ready to set. Extend that top leg, lift it up. Extend that bottom leg, push it down. And from here, zip that bottom leg up to the top. Bring it back down to that floor. And again, if you've got that added resistance band, you've got extra resistance of a barrier to work with, coming up and even coming back down. Coming up is not the problem. It's pressing down against that resistance if you've got it there. Top leg staying stable with or without that band. You will feel this. Good, nice and easy. Rotate it over to the other side. Bottom knee is going to stay bent. Top leg is going to lengthen out, and we're lifting and lowering. Straight leg right here. Good, stabilize with that bottom leg, pushing it down, keeping you in position as that top leg does that movement. Good, get that last one in, relax it for a moment, and then get ready to position yourself for that last set on this side. Extend and lengthen the leg, lift it up, extend and lengthen the bottom leg. Top leg remains stable, bottom leg zips up and pushes back down to that floor. And relax, take it over to the other side for that final set. Let's finish up these two exercises. Bottom knee's gonna be bent, top leg is straight to stabilize, and lift. Bottom leg is stabilizing, top leg is moving. Good, relax it and get ready for that final set of your final exercise. Right here for this circuit, extend the top leg and lift it, extend the bottom leg and push it down, and then zip it up, push it back down to that floor. Top leg remains in one stable position. And release. Good. Give yourself that little hug in again. And we got one more circuit to finish things up, guys. And this one is going to bring that intensity up once again, if you can manage it. All right, watch me. We are going to come into our plank position and drive our knees in to work those hips. Okay, and you can go fast if you want. If you have that resistance, you may not be able to. Then we're going to drop it onto all fours, and we're going to donkey kick it up right here. Now, obviously, if you don't have that resistance band, you can kick your foot a little bit more up to that ceiling, extending more of that leg, okay? So push that heel to the ceiling on that donkey kick. Now, if for any reason it is too much to do those plank knees, see if you can walk it out and pull it in. And then take it to the other side and pull in and come to your knees. So kind of step it and walk it out into those planks instead of holding that plank and bringing the knees in while you hold that plank, okay? Just walk it in and out of that plank, alternating the leg that you start with, okay? Get set in that plank position or all fours to walk those legs out and in, or pull those knees in 3, 2, and if you don't have that band, you want to work those mountain climbers for intensity, you can drive them in faster. If you have that resistance, think about that pull you're using in the front part of those hips to draw those knees in towards you. And remember, if it's too much to stay in that plank position, right here, Okay, and then alternate the leg that steps in and steps out. So you're working still through those hips to bring that knee in and onto the floor. All right, stay right here. Get set to kick that leg up. Curl those toes under right here. Get ready with that right leg to kick it up to that ceiling. Good, get that last one in. Sit back on those heels so you can come off of those hands for a moment and get ready to bring it up and drive those knees in or step it out into that plank, stepping it out and stepping it in, coming to your knees, alternating the leg that you go with, or if you can manage to stay in that plank position and draw those knees in here, you'll use more of those hips, but you'll also use more core strength and more upper body strength, which is why it's going to be more intense of a movement that's going to get that heart rate up. More things are at work here. Good, bring it down and get ready to drive that left knee up. Lift that chest away from that floor, curl those toes under, and press that heel up to that ceiling. Try to do this with a little intensity. Think about kicking that heel up and towards that ceiling. Good. Take a little rest, sit back on those heels, and get ready to go back to those plank knees or walk in and out from that plank position. Come on up into that plank if you can start there and drive those knees in. But again, if you need to, step it in and step it out and then change that lead leg that you're coming in and out with. Keep going, guys. I'm just going to come on in. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're feeling those hips and glutes. If you're doing this right, whether you have the bands that you're using or not, you are still going to feel it in those hips and glutes. Inner thighs as well, and the front part of those hips. Good, take that little rest. Get ready to kick that right leg up right here. Curl those toes under and go. Again, try to make it a little bit of intensity to kick that heel up to the ceiling. You want to feel that heart rate go up a little bit in this circuit. You're working those hips all around, front, sides, and back. 360 degrees of hip work today. Working all those muscles that surround those hips. Good, and relax, sit back on those heels. Take a little rest. We've got just one more set left of each. Plank knees, or those walk out and in planks. Pushing through the front of those hips to step or pull those knees in towards that body. And come on down. Get ready for that final donkey kick on that left side. Curl those toes under. Push your chest away from that floor and kick your heel up to that ceiling. Good. Find that intensity of that move. Push, push, push. And one, sit back on those heels, get your final stretch right here in this position. Catch that breath if it has gone up, that heart rate. Bring it up. Let's take it onto our back where we can stretch those hips and glutes. So gently, if you've got that resistance band, take it off now. And let's hug those knees in and stay right here. Good. We're going to place those feet on the floor, take the arms out to the side, and let's just take those knees over to one side and take those knees over to the other side. And bring it center. Okay, hug those knees in again. We're going to extend the legs up, take the hands on the inside, and push those legs out if you can. Get a nice stretch in those inner thighs. Good. Bring those legs in. Nice and easy. Lower them back down. Hug in your right knee. Give it a little tug right here. And then let's take that leg, that ankle, and place it onto the other leg. Now I want you to take it right here without lifting anything up yet. Place that hand on the inside of that leg and give it a little push. Now take that other leg, lift it up, and pull it in at the same time that you give yourself that little push. And feel that nice stretch right there. You can't take that foot off the ground, that's okay, you can leave it there. But here if you can, that pull underneath your leg and that push on the inside of your leg. It's gonna give you that nice little stretch. And release it down. Hug that knee in again, same one. And now place it back to the floor. Let's hug that other knee in. Give it a nice little tug and hug. Now take that ankle, place it right onto that opposite foot. Take that hand, place it on the inside of that leg, give it a little push. Now take that other hand, take it on the outside of that leg, and you're going to either stay here or lift that leg up enough that you can pull it in towards you and push with the other hand. So pull with the hand that's underneath the leg, push with the hand that is on the inside of that leg, and have that nice little push and pull that's going to give you that stretch right there. And release, good. Take that knee, hug it in again. And let's hug both knees in. Start to bring ourselves up, so roll it up if you can. Come to your feet, hands on the floor in front of you, allowing that body to come up first. Rolling that back all the way up to standing, any way that you feel comfortable. Come on up and roll those shoulders back right here. Take those feet apart. Let's stretch our back. So we're going to take our hands on those thighs. Hinge forward with a nice straight back hold. Roll it up halfway, stretching out that spine. Take that flat back down and roll it all the way up, allowing that head to come up last. And roll those shoulders back. Let's just bring those feet together here. Inhale up, bring those hands together. Release the index fingers, reach up, and just take a little side to side stretch right here. Good, loosen up from where you work those hips. Good, and take it back to the center. Lower down, separate those feet, take 2 deep breaths in. And exhale, one more time in. And exhale, and you guys are all done today. Fantastic work with those hips and glutes, whether or not you use the resistance band or the dumbbell, doesn't matter, you're still getting the work in. You might have even started with the bands and need to abandon them because they can get quite difficult to maneuver with, and they can really be overwhelming those muscles with fatigue. So you just build up strength any way you can with or without any of that equipment, okay? Awesome job, and you can do this workout anytime you want by coming back here and clicking on videos, or save it so you have it for another time. Share it so it's on your newsfeed and you'll be able to find it. Tomorrow, we are going back to upper body strength, and we are focusing on the opposing muscle groups of the biceps and the triceps. Those are the muscles that work together to help bend and extend the elbow. So we're going to have a whole class that's going to focus on just those 2 muscle groups. We're going to really hit those biceps and we're going to really hit those triceps nice and hard tomorrow. So meet me tomorrow at 9:30 is our start time. And if you want to do it in person with me and you are a member of the Mid-Island YJCC, make sure you go to miyjcc.org and register for that class. And you can come do it with me in person if we are not already overbooked. I know that I saw a lot of people already signed up for that class. So if you didn't and you want to come, go check it now because there is a possibility that it has been or will be overbooked. So check it out and make sure you get over there right now to see if there's any spots left available. Awesome job, guys. Thank you once again for joining me. Tomorrow, 9:30 start time. But for now, you are done. Go get some rest and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye, guys.